The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association celebrated 2023 Florida Bred champions and connections during this year's Florida Thoroughbred Gala. And true to tradition, Horse Capital TV was there for every special moment of this night of champions. In the heart of the Sunshine State, where the spirit of equine excellence thrives, welcome to Horse Capital TV's coverage of a Night of Champions. Why is this evening special for you and the honorees?
Well, anytime you celebrate champions in a sport or great leaders or great success in a business, it's a good reason to throw a party and to celebrate it. And you know, this is the best of the human and equine stars of 23, and we even have some governmental folks that had their all-time best performances too, as in terms of our industry goes. So, I mean, why not celebrate?
Now, every year, I know we all look forward to this. I know that, you know, it's a lot of work and a lot of everything goes into it. But, you know, like you said, these are champions. They put their everything into it racing, you know, this past year. Are you proud of what's going on?
I really am, especially for our Florida Breds, because our Florida Breds continue to win in a major way at the racetracks, both here in Florida, at Gulfstream and Tampa Bay, but all over the country. Even I was in Saudi Arabia for the Saudi Cup just a couple months ago. We had 5 Ocala-based horses there in Saudi Arabia, so we're all over the world. It's good to be in the Florida business, especially with the legislative successes. I think people can have confidence, have stability, and can invest in our business, and that's what we're counting on everybody to do.
What does this night mean for the Florida Breds and the industry?
Well, I think as we all know, we're honoring the Florida champions for the year, for the previous year. And they've all earned it fair and square, and these horses run at the highest level. So it's a big night for these owners, for these breeders, and you know, with everything going on in the racing in Florida with our industry stimulus package and purses up like they are, it's an exciting time to be an owner or breeder in Florida.
Is it important for a night like this once a year to recognize all the hard work and achievements?
Well, absolutely. I mean, Florida Breds, as we know, run, you know, hand in hand or toe in toe with any horses in the country. So if you raise a high quality Florida Bred, grade 1 stakes caliber Florida Bred, you can run with anyone. So we're recognizing real champions tonight. This isn't, you know, a mom and pop backyard, you know, championship event tonight. This is the real McCoy.
The Matt Bryan Distinguished Advocacy Award was presented to Florida State Representative Stan McLean. Matt Bryan has been the FTBOA's lobbyist for 40 years and has positively impacted the Florida thoroughbred industry through substantial legislative successes. As the FTBOA lobbyist for 40 years, the Matt Bryan Distinguished Advocacy Award is named after you. How has tonight been for you?
Oh, it's just crazy good. I think I told Representative McLean after the event, I'm not sure I've ever gotten an award for anything. Maybe back in 6th grade or something, but it's been a long time. So it's been really nice. You know, it's 40 years of representing the good guys in the industry, and it's nice to be recognized for it. It's a little bit sad to be leaving after this time, but we've had a really good couple of years, so it's good, nice to go out on a high.
Well, you championed the biggest incentives in history for the Florida thoroughbred industry. How has that helped Florida?
You know, we've made the investment now, so now what we need to do is, you know, it takes a little bit of time for horses to get bred and to be born and to move forward, and so, you know, we'll wait and see, you know, how that plays out. It creates an industry incentive so that, you know, they can start moving forward with breeding.
What does this recognition mean for you tonight?
You know, it's a great opportunity when people recognize one person, but this was a team effort, and so I was just honored to be able to receive it, and it's certainly named after a good friend of mine, and, you know, so it was just a great evening.
The 2023 Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association's co-champion 2-year-old filly award is presented to R. Harper Rose.
Yeah, I sent a few to Safi, and they were just okay, and he's like, Rich, you might have finally sent me like, you know, a decent horse. And I was like, really? He's like, so I said, I've been waiting for like 6 years to name one after my daughter. So I he's like, well, let's just wait. And So then like I was like talking to the clockers and I was talking to him and he's like, yeah, right now she's doing everything right. Like, he's always like, trainers always like try to like downplay it. And I could tell like there was a little bit of like, so I was like, you know what, I'm doing it. I'm going to name it. So it's our Harper Rose. And, I mean, as Pete said, like when she runs, I'm a nervous wreck. It's just so much pressure. First time she ran because, like I said out there, it's when you name it, it's the kiss of death of naming one after somebody you know. So,
Sounds like it was good luck though.
yeah, it looks like she's got a little angel on her shoulder too. So, she's awesome. I told my daughter I was coming to get an award. I said, you're champion. She says, I'm a champion. So it's really nice. Having a good horse is so special. Harper's her first name. Rose is her middle name. Like it just doesn't get any better than that.
Well, what an exciting night being recognized as leading trainer tonight. How's that feel?
I mean, it's very special, obviously, and you work hard to get to these kind of situations, and to get her is very gratifying. I'm thankful for the owners for providing the horses that make it possible.
What do you think about our Harper Rose?
She's a special filly. I mean, Rich and Jason is at the center to us, and from the time she worked, like the first 2 or 3 works, you could tell that she had ability that a lot of horses don't have. And you still have, you want to see it happen more and more, and then and it kept happening, and then obviously you want to see it happen on race day, and it did. And from the first time she ran, she was electrifying, and she's went on to have a good 2-year-old career, and so far this 3-year-old career has been pretty bright. So fingers crossed she'll continue to achieve great things.
Your late wife bred our Harper Rose, is that correct?
That's correct.
Tell us about that.
Well, I said on the stage that she came up from Fort Lauderdale with the idea we were just going to stay up here and start our life, the end of our life, and she got into the thoroughbreds, and it wasn't that fast before all of a sudden we had a horse farm, we had horses, we had all of the paraphernalia that went with it, and anybody in the horse business knows what that amounts to.
Yes.
But she had a passion that I never saw, and we had been married for over 25 years at that point, and the passion she had for her horses outstripped anything we ever had with her 4 children, our grandchildren, the whole thing. It was an amazing, amazing thing to watch. And when she finally got the word that she was having the dementia problems, she didn't even blink. She was only going forward. She was not going to go back. She was not going to allow it to stop her. And she went forward. And she went through the breeding, and she went through everything, and all right down to the end. And she was truly a trooper, truly a trooper.
And it's definitely like a calling, a passion right there.
It was something that you could not have conjured up except from something out of this world.
Yes.
She was marvelous. And I miss her, and I love her, and I wish she was with me tonight.
The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association Champion 2-Year-Old Colt Honor is presented to Ben Tornado.
What was it like to breed Ben Tornado?
Oh, this is just my dream. I've been dreaming for become a good breeder to supporting my stallion for years. And then thanks God, this is really make a dream come true. Have such a great, wonderful horse. And then I really loved Florida, the industry, because people here is so nice, so wonderful. So that's right. I try to do my best to come over here to bring the good horse, a good stallion, good bull mare, and then thanks God we have a good runner right now.
It's exciting. And
Yeah.
tonight, was it fun? Was it special being here?
Oh yes, this is the first time I was invited by our president, George Icy, and the Bridalwood Fund. They did so much for helping me. But being have such lucky to know this gentleman, and then he brought me to the breeding business and to stand my stallion in Bridalwood and then make everything happen, really.
Also being recognized at this time is the co-leading trainer of Florida Breds by Black Type wins and by overall wins, Jose D'Angelo.
Congratulations tonight. Tell me about training Ben Tornado.
Thank you very much. I'm truly honored and happy to stay here. We picked Ben Tornado at the OBSL in November, like yearling. My owner tried to sell him, but they bring back to him on the sales. So that's why I have the opportunity to train him. And since the start, he was an amazing horse. He was doing everything, he was a special horse. He was undefeated. He just lost on the third leg of the Florida Stallions. He bring me to Saudi Arabia this year. So amazing journey with him.
The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association Champion 3-year-old filly honor is presented to Dorth Fader.
And what does this award mean for you tonight?
It's very special, very special. She's the kind of horse that everybody dreams of having in the barn. So, from everybody, from the bottom to the top, and it was a true team effort from everybody.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, I guess the question on most people's mind, and I love it, the name Dorth Fader. How did that come about? It's perfect.
Yeah, well, Dorothy said I named a horse. We've been together 8 years. She said, you've named a horse after all your kids, your mother, your family, your farm. Isn't it time to name a horse after me? And I'm thinking, Dorothy, it's not a great name for a horse, but could be. So with my farm manager, we kicked around names. We came up with Dorth Vader, and it clicked. That's it. That's what we're naming her. And I presented that to Dorothy, and she was taken back a little bit, but she's come to love it. And so it's been naming horses is one of the real fun things to do in this industry.
Well, it was good luck.
Yes. Yeah, I was expecting like Dashing Dorothy and Daring Dorothy, and he goes, honey, I named a horse after you. It's Dorth Vader. And I'm like,
well, most of America loves Star Wars, so
I know, that part's good. That part's good.
Tell me about breeding Dorth Vader. How was all that?
Well, as I said on the stage, we went over to Gala stud. We were taking one of my mares, Hardcore Candy, thinking that we might go to the Big Beast or one of his other stallions. And he says, you need to take a look at this horse, Gervin. First year, right off the track, and didn't look like a stallion. Horse right off the track, this stallion doesn't look like a stallion until his second or third year. His shoulders get big, his chest gets big. And I said, are you sure about this, David? And he said, yep, this is going to be a good one. So that's how we bred it. Then we came into Devona Dale, where she was 46-1. I thought she would win. Both thought she would win, and we had no idea she was going to be 46-1. Because obviously the betting public did. Dorothy, by the way, she wanted to make a little bet off the track, so she knows it can be bad luck to bet on your own horse. And her assistant made a mistake of putting all the money that she asked to bet on it on Dorth Vader to win.
She won. That was great.
I love that story.
So I forgave her.
So it was quite a thrill. And going, to the Kentucky Oaks, as Sheikh Mohammed and I were the only two breeder owners, and he breeds 600 or 800 mares, and I breed 4 or 5. So.
The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association Champion Older Female and Champion Sprinter honors go to Mary Quite Contrary.
Out of First Dude 2019, how was Mary Quite Contrary on the track?
She was amazing. She took us all sorts of places. It's kind of amazing. We went to Keeneland, had the Grade 1 stakes there, and she did very well there. And we went up and ran a couple times at Saratoga. Didn't have as much luck, but we were there, and she was competitive. She was close. So it was very nice.
How special of a horse is she?
She looks in a different dimension. When you're with her, she looks past you. People don't mean much to her. She is what she is, and she knows what she is. And she knows she is special.
The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association Champion Turf Horse honors goes to me and Mr. C.
What a year it was for me and Mr. C. Tell us about it.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we sold him after his 2-year-old career, And after that, I just, he's just kept on getting better and better. And I'm just so happy that he found good owners and continued to do, because I get Breeders' Awards too, so that's all good. He was named after my husband, Gil Campbell, and our trainer, Kathleen O'Connell, came up with the name, me and Mr. C. She called him Mr. C all the time. So it was an honor to be the breeder of this horse.
The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association Champion Older Male Honors goes to Isolate. Bred by John Sykes, Woodford Thoroughbreds, Isolate showcased what a world-class racehorse looks like in 2023. Well, let's talk about this Thoroughbred champion, Isolate.
Yes, it's a truly honor to be representing the Triple R Racing Group. The Sheikh is very excited. Sheikh Rashid bin Muhammad Al Muami, his advisory group, Momo and Abdullah Al Sharafa. This is their first American award, and being a Florida Bred award means even more for them. They've been great supporters of the Florida Bred program, and it's been really nice seeing throughout the years how this horse has turned into such a higher versatility and so brilliant by dominating the Alder Mare division in Dubai. It's been really significant to them,
That is exciting. Tell me a little bit more about Isolate. What kind of horse is he?
Isolate was a horse that was picked in America by Mr. Dean Reeves when he was a younger horse, and then he was privately purchased through the Triple R Racing Group because they had seen such talent at such an early age in him. And he was a horse that had traveled all throughout the states in America to 5 or 6 different racetracks. And then they thought he had the potential to eventually go overseas to the Emirates and run in Dubai, in Maiden, and participate in races such as the Dubai World Cup night, the Godolphin Mile, multiple nights. He won it last year, and this year he ran it great again, put a tremendous performance out there. And those are the kind of races that Triple R Racing like, investing in horses with such a brilliant performance as juveniles.
Stallion of the Year with Kozan. It is the 4th consecutive year for Kozan leading in Florida. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's quite an honor, and it's hard making stallions, as anybody who stands them can tell you. And we've had great support with the Stonehenge Farm, the Campbells, and that's made it a big plus, and being able to get him the recognition that he deserved, his chance to shine. So, and for this guy finding the horses.
Yes. What does this night mean for you? I mean, I know it's been year after year, but what a horse.
Oh, he's been great for us. We were, when we first got him, I think I made the crazy comment that this is the best horse I've ever had. We were just coming off of our previous star of the show, Wildcat Era, just passed away. And Wildcat Era had done so well that there's no way under God's green earth that we should have been able to expect to ever approach that, let alone I believe this horse is a better horse than him.
The leading freshman sire for St. Patrick's Day. Let's talk about it.
Okay, St. Patrick's Day is a full brother to American Pharoah. And I got a call on I believe it was a Sunday morning from Sean Feld. And he said, we have this stallion prospect, and we was wondering if you would be interested in him. And I said, well, I might be, but I said, I got to make a phone call. And if the guy that I'm going to call is in, then we're in. So I called Gil Campbell, and he didn't ask maybe 2 questions. And he said, yeah, go ahead and tell him we'll take half of him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we ended up with St. Patrick's Day. Then, of course, the Campbells went on. They bred Fiona's Magic, who won the Devona Dell recently. And it's really a neat story.
What does tonight mean, celebrating those in the industry and being recognized? It's important to, it's a lot of work that y'all do.
Yeah, it is. And I have to give kudos to FTBOA because I really hope everybody realizes what a special organization this is, because I don't know of any other state bred organization who puts as much time and effort, the community that's being put together, the connection, coming together to celebrate everybody every year. It's very special. I just hope everybody realizes what a jewel it is.
All you got to do is just sit in there and listen to the passion that people have for their horses. You've had a good horse, you'll never forget it, and it just changes your whole perspective on life. And you can tell it by listening to these people talk about their horses.
All-time leading female trainer and most honored trainer of Florida bred history. Tell us about tonight. How are you feeling?
Well, it's a wonderful night. The FTBOA has always, put on a great thing, and I've just been happy and blessed to be a part of it for all these years. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan, and I could see kind of the writing on the wall in the 70s as far as the racing failing there. And really, even as a person looking for to expand or whatever, to me it was California, New York, or Florida. And I never was crazy about New York or California. And Florida has an outstanding 2-year-old program. So that's what drew me. And I was very, very lucky and happy to get affiliated with Mr. Campbell, because having one of the best farms and, producers of babies, and, it just grew over the years, but it was just the opening of the door, so to speak.
As you made history and tonight some well-deserved Florida recognition, what has it meant for you tonight?
It's really just like a homecoming, which is, my thoroughbred career started here. And so, to be able to get a foundation here and learn so much about the industry and the people within it and what the sense of community here is in Marion County, and then, basically go on and be able to spread my wings and, go dive into the racing world and be able to have this as home and come back home and share it with my community and with my fellow horse, community is pretty amazing.
I love what you said in there when people ask, why do you do this? Well, there's no answer. You love it. You've got a passion.
Yeah, I'm very blessed. I mean, people ask what I do for a living. I train horses for a living, and I don't lose sight of that. It's, anyone that's within the horse industry is such a small percentile of people that get to enjoy these amazing animals.
I must admit, every time I still see that clip of you and so excited, when you see that, does it all seem kind of surreal?
I've always, we have a running joke at this point. Tiana, my sister-in-law, who helps with so much outside of the horse stuff for me to help manage and keep everything straight, I always ask, is there a video beforehand, just so I can be mentally prepared? And so it is hard. It brings you right back, it sucks you back in time. It's kind of like an old favorite song. You knew exactly where you were when you heard it. So that does happen. And so it's, hopefully that never gets old. But it takes a minute to kind of get it together and, okay, soldier on here a little bit, for sure.
Well, and I have to ask one more question. Wonderful recognition tonight, great celebration, wonderful speech. Are you excited for this coming year?
Absolutely. It's some of the kiddos we have in the barn that we've been growing and developing were, on the scene before last year happened. So some of the new opportunities that are coming in for the new kiddos coming in now for next year. So we're always excited to build and do and watch horses become athletes and try and stay out of their way for their fun careers.
The 2023 Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association Joseph M. O'Farrell Memorial Award, presented by the Ocala Breeders Sales Company, is awarded to Stuart Morris and to Ruben M. Sanchez's Really and Truly Thoroughbreds.
You were the consigners for Speedboat Beach.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about that.
Well, I sold Speedboat Beach as a yearling to Ruben. He was a really nice horse, and I showed him to a ton of people, and they were trying to get around his pedigree. And Ruben here, my good friend, decided he was going to buy an athlete, and he bought a really, really good athlete. And then he and his wife and his team did a phenomenal job getting him ready and got him sold to Bob Baffert and Donato Lonnie, and he's become who he has. So I had a small part to do with this horse. I was only in his life for a very narrow window and was graced enough to get him in good hands with Ruben. And he and his wife did a much more extensive job with the horse than I did, because they had him in their hands longer than I did. So I was a small piece of the puzzle. This guy had much more.
But you saw talent, though.
Yes, ma'am, I did. From the very first day, I always appreciated the horse and thought he had a lot of future, and he had a very impressive mind, and seemed like he was going to go on to do things, even as a young horse. And like I said, my friend here did a phenomenal job and got him ready to go. So
tell us about Speedboat Beach.
He does a express line in the afternoon, and I went and just take notes because I worked for somebody else taking the short list, and I knew then people were gonna pass him. And he told me, hey, everybody's passing on the horse, but I think that'll be a horse for you. And I'll just wait on the back ring for that horse, and he became a champion. And like, you never know when you're gonna get a one like those. It's just an honor to have one of those.
That's what makes it exciting,
Yeah,
right?
you never know who will be the one.
Speedboat Beach was named Florida Horse of the Year, trained by Bob Baffert and bred by Caper Lane Farm.
And Florida's top honors go to Broodmare of the Year, Sophia Mia, and Horse of the Year, Speedboat Beach. What a way to end the night.
Amazing. What a surprise. We were just very blessed.
I know Sophia Mia is near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, she was just a beautiful mare, and she called us from the beginning, and she blessed us with 3 beautiful babies 3 years in a row, Speedboat Beach the first.
How has this night meant for you?
It's like the Olympic hockey team, Al Michaels, Do You Believe in Miracles? That's really all I can say, do you believe in miracles? Because it just happened to us tonight. It was just fantastic. Just really want to thank FTBOA and everybody involved with Speedboat Beach, Bob Baffert and his team, and just Bert Pilcher and Bert, who foaled the horse for us. Just everybody involved, just been so fantastic. We're just blessed, and it's just an honor of a lifetime.
The Haysecks were also recognized with several awards, including the Needles Award, honoring small thoroughbred operations.
I've loved him from the day he was born. We had 2 colts that year. Kathy took a real liking to the other one. I took a liking to Speedboat Beach, and he's just been great to have on the farm, and we're just so proud of him, and he's such a beautiful horse. I'm a father of him. Kathy's the mother, so of course we think he's beautiful, but he's just a magnificent horse. You see him come out before the races, and you just know he's all business, so we're excited. Sophia Mia is an interesting story. Kathy?
Sophia Mia is just a beautiful, beautiful mare. And she was in the back ring at Keeneland. She was just stunning.
So stunning and special.
She was just beautiful with great bloodlines, fast pedigree, and the price was right.
We were actually there to buy another mare, and while I happened to step out to get a cup of coffee, Kathy went to the back ring and saw this other horse. We'd already bought the other mare. She said, there's another one I want to buy, so we are not buying another mare. I said, who's she in foal to? She said, she's not. She's a broodmare prospect. I said, I'm definitely not buying a broodmare prospect. And 10 minutes later, I was raising my hand. We were buying a broodmare prospect, and that was Sophia Mia, who is just a beautiful horse, and she's turned out great babies. They've all sold beautifully, so we want to do what was best for her, as we do with all of our horses, and so we sold her, and now she's in the big time with some big time sires.
The 2023 Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association Breeder of the Year is presented to Marilyn Campbell's Stonehenge LLC.
Tonight's top award, Breeder of the Year. What does this award mean to you?
It means the world. I mean, this is what we work for, and I have a great team, and they start from the beginning when the foals are being born and treat them with kindness, and it means everything to the farm and myself and people that surround us. It's a great opportunity.
How is it here tonight with, all peers in your industry and the recognition? Has it been a good night?
Oh, it's been a wonderful night. We've been in the business for quite some time. My husband and I started back in 1988, and we've had our successes, and we've been Breeder of the Year 3 or 4 times before, and since it's even more special now since he's gone, and I'm carrying on the torch, and we'll continue to.
To learn more about all the FTBOA champions, visit ftboa.com. Gala wardrobe provided by Dillard's, Market Street at Heathbrook, Ocala.